Okay, this is not a sponsored video, but I'm going to talk about Valvoline Restore and Protect a lot. It took me about a year to make this video. But I'm just a curious guy. So in the summer of 2024, I was looking at Valvoline's website, looking for some ATF, and I stumbled across a product I wasn't familiar with called Restore and Protect. What caught my eye was the picture they used on the website that showed cleaned piston deposits and immediately reminded me of the oil control ring issue that plagued the Toyota Corolla 1ZZFE engines. The issue, as it's generally understood, is that the oil control ring on the pistons will become coked up and seized into place with a combination of combustion deposits and oil polymerization due to localized high heat. This seems to be caused by the difficulty of oil to adequately circulate around the oil control ring once oil starts to break down, which happens faster with conventional non-synthetic oil and even faster with like cheap, poor quality oil. It can sometimes be like a philosophical maintenance issue where folks don't aggressively maintain cheaper cars as they may be viewed as disposable despite the underlying engine lubrication principles being the same as that of expensive cars. So what happens with a seized oil control ring is that the ring can no longer float freely to effectively scrape the oil from the cylinder wall, leaving the job to the two remaining compression rings. However, they're not good at this job at all, and the engine will start to consume oil aggressively. The compression rings will also start to foul with deposits themselves, which would result in lower compression that can cause really hard starting and a poor idle. And it's at this point that most owners give up on their cars as they drink oil, they can barely idle, and they're viewed as unreliable. So in the late 1990s, folks could have had vehicle engines cleaned using a device called a motor vac, but that hasn't been around for a while. So this seemingly magic oil piqued my curiosity as it appeared to directly address this exact issue. I'm aware that there are engine cleaning products currently available, but I'm always concerned that the cleaner will not play nice with the oil. But in this case, the oil is engineered with the cleaner in mind, which gives me confidence as this is a major brand with actual research and development backing. So I didn't really need another car, but I left an excuse to try and find a candidate as I really liked the late 90s, early 2000s Corollas. So I spent the summer unsuccessfully trolling through Craigslist, but at the beginning of October 2024, I found a Craigslist ad that really spoke to me. It's a 99 Corolla with 210,000 kilometers or 130,000 miles. And the owner said it burnt a little oil, it had new spark plugs and new fuel injectors, with the injectors being a huge red flag, as the 1ZZFE engine has port injection, where the fuel is sprayed into the intake just before the cylinder. As a result, the injectors spend their entire life being cleaned by themselves, as long as one doesn't use really weird fuel. So I knew that someone replacing the injectors was someone desperately pulling at straws to try and figure out how to fix some unknown issue. So I was on the hook to go and check this car out. Sadly, this car looked bad. It was dirty, had dirty interior with some unknown splatter on the ceiling, but the engine bay was pristine. So I knew someone had been at work under there. So I went for a test drive, and it barely started, and the idle was garbage. It barely ran, but above 2,000 RPM, you could feel that it still had, some willingness to live. So this car had no options, it had no air conditioning, so I knew that anything that I felt was engine-based. It wasn't an accessory failing. So I knew this was an engine in crisis and an ideal candidate for my Valvoline Restore and Protect experiment. So I gave the fellow $1,400 and a handshake and drove home in my new-to-me car with a worrying idle. For the Valvoline Restore and Protect, they advertise that it can clean out up to 100% of engine deposits after 4 oil changes, which I guess anything can be up to 100%. I wanted to see if there was any improvement after 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles. So I bought myself a mail order bay box of Valvoline 5W30 Restore and Protect, and I went to work immediately by taking cylinder compression readings. So my first task was to change the oil to the Valvoline Restore and Protect, installed a nice Wix oil filter, and I changed the PCV valve for an OEM Toyota one. Then I just drove around in my new daily driver, washed it, cleaned it, made it part of the family while racking up the miles and constantly checking the oil. Sadly, I'm not a very interesting person, so accumulating the mileage to get to the first oil change took me 6 months. Shockingly, I'd burnt through a liter of oil at the first 500 kilometers or 300 miles. But the next liter lasted about 1,000 kilometers, and the one after that was about 1,500 kilometers. And the time I was due for the 5,000 kilometer, 3,000 mile oil change, it was down another liter, but the consumption rate was steadily dropping. After the first oil change, I didn't need to add a liter for 2,300 kilometers, and then I wasn't down another liter until the 10,000 kilometer oil change, which is more in line with acceptable consumption. Ideally, no oil would get used, but 1 liter between 5,000 kilometer or 3,000 mile oil changes is not too bad. Okay, so with this first oil change, I wanted to dissect the engine oil filter to see what the Valvoline Restore and Protect had, taken out of the engine. So what I did is I had a tool for cutting the cap off of the oil filter and pulled out the paper media and just used an X-Acto knife to cut the media away from the, the oil filter core. And as I pulled out the media, it was amazing to see all of the debris in there. And even in the canister itself, you can see kind of like a oily sludge that the oil had taken out of the engine. But yeah, pulling on the media, you could definitely see all of the little bits of junk that had been taken out of the engine. Some of the pieces were pretty sizable. I mean, you can see as I'm pulling the media out there that you can actually see physical hunks that the filter has taken out. But those hunks, those would have been released by the Restore and Protect, essentially breaking down, stored up debris in the engine. And I'm thinking specifically a lot of this would have come from those oil control rings because they're right where the action is. You got that oil control ring is doing the wiping, but if it's, which I suspect was completely fouled, having a means of breaking up that debris and, getting it loose in the oil sump and giving it an opportunity to be captured by the filter is precisely what this Valvoline oil was doing. But yeah, as I'm pulling the filter media out, you can see, there's a lot of chunks there. With the typical oil change, you're not going to see that. You're just going to see, maybe like a slight dirtiness to the oil, but you shouldn't be seeing chunks. But that's what we were seeing. And with the Wix filter, it's a quality filter, so it has tons of pleats. There's a lot of surface area to capture the oil, so I wasn't too concerned with this experiment by using the Wix filter because I knew it was going to filter out all those chunks, and I wouldn't be in a position where the filter itself was completely fouled and the oil wouldn't flow through it anymore. But I let the filter paper dry a little bit so it's a little easier to see the chunks. But you can see here, all of that debris is basically like, I don't want to call it sand. It's not sand, but I mean, it's the similar size to that. And it's, just that carbonized, oil that's basically been turned into carbon. And it was causing the oil control ring, I hypothesized, to not scrape the oil from the cylinder wall properly. But, the filter, oil filter here has picked all that up, which is fantastic. And this is just a great result because I was noticing a pretty big improvement in the engine oil consumption over the first 1,500 kilometers, but more so I was noticing that the car was becoming much easier to start and the idle was becoming a lot more tolerable, whereas before the idle was absolutely terrible. So, I finished the oil change and went back to driving the car for another 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles. Then I spent the spring, summer, and fall driving around to accumulate another 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles. Get the car ready for oil change number 2. And during the second 5,000 kilometers, the car was much more well-behaved. Easy starts, well, not easy, but much easier starts and much more well-behaved idle. And then it was time to change oil and cut open another oil filter. So here we are, the second oil change at 5,000 kilometers. 3,000 miles, and here we are taking apart the second Wix oil filter, and same story. We were finding a lot of debris in the pleats of the oil filter here. I let it dry out here so it's a little easier to see. But yeah, every single pleat had lots of scale and debris in it from the coked up oil that was presumably being cleaned out of the engine. And again, my hypothesis is that a majority of this was coming from around the oil control rings, where a majority of that coking, I think, would have collected. And this oil is giving it an opportunity to break down those deposits and then allow the oil filter to filter it out. But the thing that was making me nervous is if you look at all these chunks here, I was like, well, is it possible that the oil pickup screen is stopping the bigger chunks and making it so that the oil pickup screen was getting clogged? So I got scared and I decided it was time to drop the oil pan and just have a look and just make sure. Um, so you can see here, this is the oil pan off of the 1ZZFE, and that dangly down part, that's the oil pickup screen. And in the video here, you can see that it's perfectly clear. And in actual fact, I mean, when you look at it, you can see there's some shinier spots there, like there's some kind of like orange brown spots, but then there's some sort of clear silvery spots. So I thought that maybe there was actually some deposits on it before the Restore and Protect, but I think the Restore and Protect might have actually cleaned off the oil pickup screen a little bit. So on the underside of the engine here, you can see that there's a fair bit of oil varnish cooked onto the inside of the block. This engine's got over 200,000 kilometers or 120,000 miles on it, so it's not unusual, but this is a little on the dark side. So whoever owned this engine either was using not good oil or was really letting the oil change intervals go a little long. But it's really neat looking in here. You can see at the bottom of the crank bearings how it's kind of got a wash down. So if you look right there, you can see how it's kind of clean at the bottom of the crank. So I speculate that the Valvoline Restore and Protect, as it washed down from the crank, was actually cleaning the inside rib of the engine there, which is neat. And the other interiors of the engine, though, it'll be very difficult for the Restore and Protect to clean it because it would basically just be exposed to incidental splash lubrication. And there's really no way to get it sprayed onto those surfaces in enough volume to actually clean all that off. But it doesn't matter, really. I mean, that's just incidental. It's the bearings that we care about being clean, and the piston rings especially, because that's what gives us our compression and lets the engine run. Sort of peaked in the pickup tube there, so you can sort of see there is still something in there, but by and large, that pickup tube is nice and clean. No worries at all. But I have to admit, for the last couple thousand kilometers before I did this, I was getting a little nervous that maybe it was getting starved of oil if that screen had been clogged. Here I'm sort of peeking up to see if you can sort of see the bottom of the pistons and the cranks and whatnot, but it's not really too much to see with it all assembled like this. But, I was really hoping that this Restore and Protect would work because I didn't have a lot of desire to pull the engine apart and replace the rings. Not interested at all, actually. And this is the oil pan before I had it cleaned. You can see there's just general debris in here, and it's got a baffle plate in there just to keep it from splashing out, I guess, if you're doing some sharp turns for extended periods in your Corolla, I guess. But yeah, here's a couple more images inside the block. Really nothing too exciting, just a varnish on the insides there. It's probably never going to go away. Now it's time for a 10,000 kilometer or 6,000 mile compression test. Okay, so after 10,000 kilometers, what are the results? Oil burning is largely resolved. It'll still likely burn a liter between oil changes. The compression improvement was a massive surprise. I didn't expect a roughly 50% improvement, but I'll take it. As a result, the car starts much easier, it idles much better, and I'd call this a success. The Valvoline Restore and Protect did what it says it would do. And now I've got a Corolla that should meet its destiny of 400,000 kilometers or 250,000 miles. So thanks, Valvoline, I guess, for making a product that can rejuvenate charming cheap cars like this, and thank you for coming with me on this journey. And if you have a car in distress like this, I'd give this a shot as it's way easier and cheaper than engine rebuilding. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.